Once upon a time, in a land far away from our world, the kingdom of Avalon. A world of strange and enchanted lands, filled with magical creatures. A king, witnessing his lands threatened and his people fading away, called for a hero able to save Avalon from its tragic fate. Become this hero. Get ready to discover a fantastical world. Spread your wings to save Avalon and face the most fearsome dangers.
Dying of loneliness. The Bloodjaws are a family. My family. Doesn't it bother you? Watching your brethren getting slaughtered?
No, I'm not like them.
It's time to put an end to the genocide that's been ravaging our people for decades. An end to this campaign of hate waged against us. This war has gone on too long, and our enemy is more powerful than ever. But Mother Earth has not abandoned us. We have allies.
Kent's is the last one of those.
She is fleeing and cannot come back. She doesn't want to. Not after what she's experienced. Every hour, every minute, her spirit is farther away.
The Inquisition tramples our beliefs and denies our existence. They want to wipe my people off the face of the world.
Today, we are setting off to kill the Emperor!
You'll be facing experienced and cold-hearted warriors, a far greater test than the Empire or Inquisition could. They're fast, relentless, and incorruptible. It's not by chance the Emperor chose this island to meet the dwarf and elf envoys.
Your reputation precedes you, Butcher.
Save your breath for your last rites, human. I am Archive. I am a Bloodjaw. I was born. I live, and I will die on my feet.
Is a role-playing game where you control Roy Temperance, a renegade living on the Red Planet. Roy is caught in the middle of a conflict that leads him through the hostile lands of Mars. During his journey, Roy and his companions must face dangerous enemies in thrilling and dynamic fights. This video will tell you more about the combat system of Mars. Roy can choose from a variety of skills to defeat his adversaries, including melee, ranged, sneak attacks, or deadly Technomancer arts. Choose your favorite and pick the best approach for each situation. Some enemies have strong defenses or sturdy shields. You will need to find the most efficient tactics to bypass their defense. Use your agility, your brain, and your countering skills to survive the most difficult situations. Every battle provides experience that you can spend on 3 skill trees: Fighter, Technomancer, or Renegade. Choose your school based on the skills you wish to unlock and based on your favorite combat style. You love big fights? Become an expert of melee and ranged combat. Equip your best weapons and dodge and counter your enemies to leave them helpless. Use the powers of the Technomancers to unleash energy waves and lightning bolts. Create energy shields, or even electrify your weapons. If you like to play it sneaky, become a master of infiltration. Trick your enemies into dangerous traps or lead them into a discreet spot full of deadly mines. Unlock new skills and develop diverse abilities to become more powerful. And don't forget, your allies will support you when things get tough. Surviving in the hostile world of Mars requires good equipment. Loot items from the environment and the corpses of your victims. Use the recipes you've learned to combine these items, creating upgrades that improve and customize your weapons and pieces of armor. Find the best matches to create stronger armor or more lethal weapons.
In Bound by Flame, play as a mercenary possessed by a flame demon, the last line of defense against the 7 Ice Lords and their dead army. Fights in Bound by Flame are dynamic, but also extremely tactical. You will develop 3 combat styles through 3 skill trees. The unyielding warrior uses swords, axes, and warhammers to inflict heavy damage, knock enemies back, and break their defenses. The stealthy ranger uses dual-wield daggers to stab enemies in the back and thin their ranks, before locking them in a fast-paced combat style that favors raw damage. Skilled rangers will command time itself, obliterating their foes in the blink of an eye. The pyromancer channels the fiery powers of the demon. Hurl fireballs, light your weapon on fire, invoke flame spirits, and more. Explosive traps and crossbows will let you ambush tougher enemies and keep them at bay. Your enemies have many forms, each with their own strengths, attack patterns, and behaviors. Some deal elemental damage, inflict poison, shoot from a distance, or close in for heavier damage. Adapt your tactic on the fly. Toggle between warrior and rogue stances to use their unique skills and strengths. Craft your weapon and armor to optimize their effectiveness against your current enemies. Increase your damage potential with effects such as critical damage, poison, a chance to interrupt enemies, and more. Your chosen companion will also be a decisive requirement for victory. Do you need a defensive healer? An unyielding tank? An aggressive sorcerer? Or an elusive archer? The toughest enemies will require coordination, discipline, and skill to be vanquished. The Ice Lords will not give you a second chance, so do not falter. The punishment for failure is death.
Struggle and death. Since the turmoil, there have been unending wars, fought over the possession of clean water. We are the forgotten children of Earth, trapped in this red, barren wasteland. Here, hell is not a concept, it's our reality. And I would know. Of course, in despair, there is hope. Some have begun to explore, travel even, from corporation to corporation, leaving their loyalties behind. We have organization, structure, and inevitably, politics. We have rulers, a people's assembly, and far removed from us, the Dowser, the inaccessible face of abundance. And finally, there's us, the elite protectors of the people, the spearhead of the army, my brothers and sisters who all share the same special gift. We are Technomancers.
Hello everyone, today we're traveling to Mars with the sci-fi action RPG The Technomancer. You are Zachariah, and you're about to begin your journey as the most gifted rookie Technomancer from Abundance, a powerful corporation. Technomancers are formidable warriors who harness destructive electrical powers channeled through their implants. As you create your character and its appearance, you'll choose your starting talents and attributes. You'll be able to specialize in one of the 3 combat stances, in Technomancy or become an all-rounder. Whether you become a charismatic warrior adept of the Technomancer powers in the noble staff fighting, a shady rogue dabbling in poison daggers, trickery and stealth, or a crafty soldier fighting with a shield and able to upgrade and improve his weapons, there's plenty of character progression to make you and your story unique. Your journey starts in Ophir, capital of Abundance, erected from the remains of the first human settlements in the Ophir Chasma. Led by a totalitarian regime and the ASC, its secret police, it is one of the oldest cities on Mars and one of the last remaining bastions of humanity. But you'll visit many other locations, from the abandoned Earth domes to legendary cities that you'll be able to travel to thanks to your trusty rover.
Thanks for the thanks, but it doesn't change the fact I still want to see your head on a stake at some point.
Mars is a dangerous place with deadly threats lurking at every corner. You'll fight other human survivors, such as the underworld mobs in the slums of Ophir, the ASC agents hurting you, the Technomancers from rival corporation Aurora, and mutants whose DNA degenerated after being exposed to solar radiations, and who are now living as outcasts. But you'll also face much more fearsome enemies in the form of many hybrid creatures roaming the canyons of Mars. Originally bioengineered by the first settlers from the genetic makeup of animals found on Earth, their mutations have since grown out of control. The harsh living conditions on Mars led these creatures to develop effective defense mechanisms: poison, camouflage, brute force. They will aggressively defend their territory should you trespass. Master one or all of the combat stances: staff, blade with gun, or mace with shield. Each has its own skill tree where you can improve your existing skills or gain new ones by allocating XP you earn during your adventure. The staff combat is based on mobility and area damage using sweep moves and blows, effective against groups of enemies. Fighting with the blade and gun requires agility, with careful dodging. The blade can poison enemies, while the nail gun lets you control the pace of the combat. Finally, the mace and shield combat stance focuses on defense, blocking and parrying the last second to stagger enemies and inflict heavy damage. It's also important to remember you may change stance during a fight. Let's not forget you're a Technomancer. Whichever combat stance you prefer, you can combine it with your electrical powers. Electrify your weapons to boost its damage and disruption ability, form a magnetic shield around you to boost your defense, directly attack with powerful arcs, or enter overload. Your Technomancy powers are what sets you apart, and will be an incredible asset in combat. Your skills in combat will only get you so far. The crafting system will let you upgrade your equipment thanks to spare parts found while exploring, looted from enemies, or salvaged from unwanted pieces of gear.
Welcome to GreedFall, the core role-playing experience by Spider-Slore, the uncharted island of Tir Fredi, which holds promises of secrets, treasures, and adventure. From the very beginning, you're given the freedom to make your character unique. Decide on your appearance from a range of options before diving into your starting skills, attributes, and talents.
And so the day has finally come. My royal fledglings are leaving the nest.
Though you can specialize, you're free to mix and match between all disciplines, ensuring you're prepared for all that lies ahead. Combat styles are varied. Quickly rush in and out of the fray using magic. Hold foes in place with stasis, and unleash devastating spells before your enemies can even land a blow. Armor up and knock down enemies with slow but deadly two-handed weapons. Or parry your way to victory with a fast flurry of your rapier. If you really don't want to play fair, an array of traps, bombs, poisons, pistols, and rifles serve to offer even more control of the battlefield. During particularly intense fights, you might want to utilize the Tactical Pause option. This gives you unlimited time to select from your actions, spells, techniques, and potions to use on the target you wish. All styles of play benefit from the use of Feary, a potent resource that lets you unleash some of the most powerful attacks in the game. GreedFall features hundreds of pieces of customizable equipment, armor, and clothing, letting you delve deep into creating your own look and play style. Many of these are specific to the island's distinct factions, and may double as a disguise if subterfuge proves necessary. During quests and exploration, overcome challenges using stealth, deception, and combat, or a mix of all three. Struggling to gain entry to a guarded building?
You're in our territory!
The obvious solution might be to just kill all the guards in combat and loot the key, but that kind of decision-making could have messy consequences. Over time, you'll develop skills that offer alternative solutions. Knowledge in the sciences might allow you to craft explosives to blow out a wall, while a talent for lockpicking can gain a less destructive entry. Remember, using force is not always the best way to defuse a situation.
That drunkard is the only son of the Prince d'Orsay.
Diplomacy is often an option, though be mindful in your choice of companions.
What have you done with my mother?
A poorly timed outburst might ruin your chances at a peaceful outcome.
You're acting like a beast.
An ever-growing cast of colorful characters from a diverse range of factions joins you on the island. Who you bring with you into quests and combat is up to you, as you compose your party of 3 from the companions you've met so far. Develop your relationship with each party member.
and I hope that this singular appearance makes me more attractive to you.
Undertaking personal missions relating to their unique backgrounds, the strongest of friendships may even lead to romance. Thanks to your party's different, often conflicting beliefs and motives, it won't always be possible to please everyone. Ignore someone's needs for too long and they might not stick around, becoming antagonistic in the worst of cases. Political diplomat, or battle-hungry warrior, zealous hunter, or champion of the native.